Mr. Aditya Rai.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So the webinar about e-waste management is about to start. This is jointly organized by e-Janki group and Barasat Government College. Actually, recycling of material is very necessary in modern days. Not only modern days, because it was also necessary in ancient times, but in modern times we have become much wiser because of rapid technological developments, and the technological development should be used properly so that this recycling can be done, and so that we can do less harm to our nature and to our society, and minimize our costs of living and cost of expenditure in all scale. And in educational institutes and in other institutes, the semiconductor industry, we heavily depend on semiconductor industries, which goes useless after 3, 4 or 5 years. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you
Is
are.
there? Yes.
Yes, sir.
It becomes obsolete after some years, or it becomes necessary because of the rapid space of development with time. These are become useless, or higher level computations are needed. So these things are necessary. The knowledge is necessary so that this can be reused or used in future times, and we hope that we will gain some insights and knowledge that will can be ultimately translated in our daily lives, in our institutional lives, in college lives, so that our futures are become well organized and well confronted to the modern times. Thank you. Thank you again. I thank all the participants, and Professor Joydeep De, all the participants, all the dignitaries, and the Janki group, the two management from the management sides. They are participating and they are giving their valuable lectures. So I thank both the lecturers and the professors who are giving their wise views in today's webinar. I wish it a grand success. So let's now go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your wise words for this initiative that we have taken for the e-waste management and the waste management as a whole. And so my name is Aditya Rai and I'm from eJunkie, the co-founder of eJunkie. And we have started this initiative of e-waste management back in 2015, along with my founder of the company, Mr. Devansh Chopra. And at that time, we were in our graduation period and we started to think about the waste management as an opportunity to scale up a business more over to a social initiative as well, you can say it. But at that time it was at very low level. The scalability of the business opportunity was really low because of the lack of awareness that people had at that time, and even at present time as well. A lot of people are there who do not know about the e-waste, what exactly is e-waste and how they are unknowingly, unintentionally they are generating towards it. So we started back in 2015 with a team of 2 or 3 people. At that time, me and Devansh was there, and 2 or 3 more people were also there at that time. But after that, we started collecting the e-waste from the households, from the individual persons only, because we do not have the much resources to reach out to the audience at a large space. We went to the France for doing our higher studies and learned more about the strategy, entrepreneurship, and the innovation, and decided to come back to India and do this thing at a larger scale. And then we formalized it. We thought of getting a big team and who are passionate towards doing things to in the environmental sector and towards creating some social impact in the society, along with doing some earning some money out of it as well. So we have created a team of 15 to 20 people who are passionate about doing something good for the society and for the environment, and preaching people and telling people how they can adopt the e-waste management, e-waste recycling, and the sustainable lifestyle as well. And during the now I'm going to just share my screen and then start telling you other things as well and begin with my presentation. So I think you can see my screen right now. So we during this period of 1 year in the pandemic, when we started this e-waste initiative again in India after coming back from the France. So we got in association with the Huladeck Recycling, who are the recyclers at our back. So we collect the e-waste from them and then channelize it back to the to the Huladeck Recycling, who are located in the Kolkata itself, basically. So they are in your city. So we are in association with them, and we do e-waste management, and we provide our services at a pan India basis, and we make students, the individuals, the residents of societies, the people from government institutions make aware and enlighten about the e-waste. And we have taken this initiative of Sabko Batao e-waste Ghatao, because this is the core thing right now, because our aim is to tell everyone whatever I am going to impart the knowledge about the e-waste, you have to tell to your parents, to your colleagues, to your friends, and everybody who is surrounded by you. Okay, so you have to tell everyone what is e-waste and other things. So why this is a pressing issue right now, why people have to give their due diligence, due attention towards e-waste, I'm going to tell you right now. So because we are living in a digital dark age, so we have seen how people are managing their plastic waste, their solid waste and other things, because we have certain restrictions from the government side, because they are coming, the NGOs and the other organization like MCD people, they come to our house for collecting the solid waste and other thing, but nobody is coming to our home for collecting the e-waste thing. Though there are certain people who comes to our houses, but they are not the authorized people to do it. And every time you are going to recycle the waste, whatever you are generating, you have to recycle it with an authorized person, not with an unauthorized one, because it will leads to the hazardous implication on the environment and on the human life as well. That I will let you know in the further coming slides. So today we are living in a digital dark age. Digital dark age means the our heavily dependence upon the technology. Before, like in 2 decades before, there was only technologies like we were dependent upon the mobile phone. Not that much only, it was about for only calling, making calls and SMS, only like that only. Okay, but right now we can do each and everything with our smartphones, with our smartwatches and other technologies that are wearables right now, and that we are using on a regular basis, whether be it your air conditioner or your laptop, your computer, anything. We are heavily dependent upon these things. You are surrounded by the electronic items that you purchased on a regular basis. The purchasing power of people has been increased significantly, and people are purchasing electronic devices more often than before. Okay, so you can see, like in 2019 only 282 millions of phones were sold in India. That is huge. And on an average, an individual just changes his mobile phone in 2 years, merely in 2 years. Why? Because the purchasing power has been increased in the course of like 2 decades. Okay, people are now more conveniently and easily purchasing new mobile phones. There are EMI payment system, there are other systems as well available in the market. So purchasing a new thing is quite easy right now. And because of that, the oldest technology that they are currently using, they just forget about it, like they never think about it getting recycled. They just stack it up in their wardrobe or in their uh, cupboard or whatever place be it, but they never think about getting it recycled or getting it used for a better purpose. Okay, so that is the problem. We easily get fascinated with the newest technology that is available in the market, but we never think about getting our oldest technology, the current one that we were using, that we are going to discard it in a very proper manner. We never think about getting it recycled. So that is the thing, that is the mentality that we have to change. Otherwise, you can see only 300 millions of computer and 1 billion cell phones goes into production every year. And the more the production increases, the more the consumption of these electronic devices are going to increase, and the more we are going to discard it in coming near future. So And this is quite astonishing that it takes around 245 kgs of fossil fuels, 20 kgs of chemicals, and 1.5 tons of water to just manufacture one technology, that is your computer or monitor. So basically what we are doing, we are taking something very necessary from the environment, from the our natural resources, to manufacture a one technology, and then we are not getting it recycled at the end of its life. We are just getting it discarded in a improper manner, and it may lands up into the landfills if we are not discarding it with a recycler. So ultimately we are harming our environment at the production stage and at the end of life of the product as well. So at the production stage, I would not say we are accountable, because this is totally dependent upon, it is in the hands of manufacturers how they are manufacturing the technology and what sort of innovations they are doing it. But on the end of life of the product, we are only responsible how we are treating our electronic waste. Okay, so what happens when new technology becomes an old one? So when a new technology becomes an old one, what we generally do, we generally stack it up in the storeroom or any other places, and then we never think about getting it recycled. Like I have personally seen people are discarding their mobile phone that they have purchased 20 years back. 20 years back they have purchased it, and now they are discarding it. So I don't know what they were doing it with it. Okay, so that is the thing, I don't know whatever they are doing with it since 20 years. So that is the problem. So what exactly comes in e-waste? So sorry. So what exactly comes in e-waste? So e-waste has all the electronic items that is been that can be used by the electricity or circuit board or any other kind of things that is being used in the any devices that comes under the electronic waste category. So basically, be it your earphone, your charger, your UPS, your a DG set, or any other kind of things that is used on the electricity that comes under the electronic waste category. And we have classified electronic waste into broader four categories. First one is old one, that is quite common, and the second one is broken one, that is broken due to the wear and tear of the technology. But the third and fourth one is an obsolete e-waste and an outdated e-waste. I would say the obsolete technology and an outdated technology. So I would like to ask the students present in this session, please proactive and answer on this thing that I'm gonna ask you. What is an obsolete technology in terms of you, whatever you think, and what is an outdated technology? What is the brief difference between these two terminologies? You can just unmute yourself and let me know your thought on this thing. Please, anyone can unmute yourself and just let me know your thought. There are 87 people present in this session, so I expect some like one or two people would respond to my questions. Please.
Let me tell you something. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sure, please.
Yeah. Actually, the thing is that obsolete things definitely, but I find a very weird characteristic of ourselves, that we tend to stick to old stuff and not getting it like not changing with time, sort of.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
one point. And
Hmm.
secondly, means both of these, we never feel that we are outdated, right?
Hmm.
We always feel that we are with the time. So this
Hmm.
kind of what you said is mentality, because see, technology is changing very fast.
Hmm.
That is according to our necessity. But
Hmm.
probably mentally we are not changing that fast. That is the
Hmm.
problem. So
Hmm.
there is a phase lag. There is a phase lag between it. I mean,
Hmm.
technology is leading our mindset. Simple
Hmm.
thing. And what I have observed it many times is that suppose we have an obsolete cell phone or
Hmm.
outdated cell phone, we will give it to the children to play. Okay,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
nowadays the children are very smart. They will not
Yes.
get hold of the old phone. They will hang for the new ones. Okay,
Yes.
so my observation. So let me see what others say.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
So that was a really great thought that Mr. Abhijit Dey has just imparted to us, and that was really great. Like how we are not changing our mentality, and we are sticking up to the old school things that we were doing. And yep, students and new generation is being is are really smart enough to use newest technologies and things. That is why this issue is quite a burning issue right now, because the newest generation are more exposed to the newest technologies, and they are using it at a more rapid pace. So that is why the e-waste generation is higher than ever right now, and it is going to increase further in coming decades. Okay, so that is why the e-waste management concept right now is quite necessary, that younger generation should know it and they should adopt it. Otherwise, the situation would be getting worse. So if no one wants to answer on this thing, I will let you know the technical thing that obsolete and outdated technology means. The obsolete are those technologies that are not currently being used, or the production of those technologies has been halted by the company from a longer time. If I give you an example, iPhone 4, 5, 4S, 5S, whatever it be, it is an obsolete technology right now, because the production of these technologies has been halted, and you cannot get the spare parts of this technology right now if this technology is getting is got damaged by you. Okay, so that is a basic thing about obsolete technology. But an outdated is the technology that are currently being used by everyone, but it is superseded by an updated technology. For example, iPhone 12, it is an outdated technology right now, because iPhone 13 is there as a newest technology in the market. Though iPhone 12 is being used by numerous amount of people right now, it is functioning really well and everything is pretty smooth in that thing, but it is superseded by the newest technology, that is and iPhone 13 right now. So this is a basic difference between these two kinds of technologies, or I would say the electronic waste. So this is another interactive thing that I would like you all to participate in it. You just have to guess three numbers, uh, from the three multiple choice question kind of things. So how much India generates in tons of electronic waste every year? Could you just guess on it? 10 million, 3.5, 1.36. Just unmute yourself and take a wild guess.
I think it should be about 3.5 million.
Okay.
Let me see what others say.
Yes. Please, people respond.
It pays at 10 million.
Okay.
May I
3.5
speak?
million.
Okay.
It should be about the highest number because am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yes, yes, I believe it should be 10 million at least. Going by, uh, if we look at all kinds of e-waste, then yes,
Okay.
if we calculate our population, it should be the highest figure. And also that I recently saw, I think Business Insider's video on e-waste very recently. So call me a tech nerd. But and also one more interesting observation that I'd like to make, Mr. I, is that you gave an example of iPhone, the different versions of iPhone. I don't think half of us got that because we are not iPhone users. If you would made a
Oh,
better, example, like, a record
okay.
player, obsolete one, or yeah,
Okay, okay,
that yes, different
okay,
versions of phone that do not apply to us teachers. We are still
okay.
using, yeah,
Hmm.
we are still using probably outdated phones. Everyone has an outdated phone in their pocket. We still have QWERTY
Okay,
keyboards. So yeah, keypads.
okay,
So
okay,
you
okay.
know what we mean.
So actually, this kind of the example that I was giving about the iPhones, it generally works in our like DU colleges, in other colleges over there. Maybe this time it is my mistake that I haven't thought about like giving some other example. I was giving the same example that I was used to give in other colleges as well. So yeah, for an obsolete one, you said right thing like Walkman. If anybody has used Walkman in their life, then that is an obsolete one. And the newest, the record players and the other things, the DVD players that we use it, or the maybe like we have seen the iPod or other things in 2000 era, but now right now they are not being used. The other things are there. Okay, so that is kind of an obsolete technology if we compare to the newest technologies that are present right now. So yeah, so I was talking about the how much tons of e-waste that India generates every year. So as per the 2019 statistics, India was generating 3.5 million tons of electronic waste. But as of 2021, India is hovering around 10 million of e-waste every year that we are generating. And the interesting thing is we are at the third position in the world in generating most electronic waste, just behind the USA and China. But the saddest part is we are only recycling 5% of e-waste that we are generating. Okay, so rest 95% of e-waste is untreated or basically treated by an unauthorized person who are not authorized to recycle it, because they do not have the means and the preventive measures, the guidelines laid down by the Central Pollution Control Board. So that is why they are unauthorized declared by the Central Pollution Control Board. So who are they? So these are the people who we called as kabadiwalas, or basically the scrap aggregators. So scrap aggregators have some sort of mafia kind of things that is running in India right now, and they collect electronic waste from the households and from the other places, and they have adopted a very I would say a hazardous practice that cause life threatening diseases to the children's or to other persons, and the threatening the environment as well at the same time. So they have adopted a method of cherry picking. So cherry picking means just to pick up all the extract all the precious metals from the electronic waste and dispose of rest of the materials into the landfills or into the water bodies. So that is the basic thing that they are doing, because they do not have the right means to do it. Right means, what I'm telling you, is the recycling facility, the machine. They didn't got any machine, they do not have any machine or technologies that are environmentally sound and environmentally friendly to recycle the electronic waste. So that is why they are doing all these things manually by their bare hands, and they are persuading these children below the age of 18 years old, 12 years old, to do a practice of chemical leaching and acid bathing to extract that small piece of gold from the motherboard and chipboards. Okay, so you can imagine how daunting the situation if that acid and chemical spills over on some other child or some on that child as well and on the ground. So it is simultaneously it is hurting the life as well, the human life and the environment both. So this is a kind of practice that they have adopted. It is really hazardous for the environment and for the human life. So we have to stop selling our things, our electronic waste to them, though we are selling the plastic waste and other like clothes and other things to them as well, because they doesn't contain that hazardous element that e-waste contains, because e-waste is the most hazardous waste among all the waste stream that we are generating as a human, whether be it your plastic waste, solid waste, or any other kind of waste. E-waste is the most hazardous one, and it contains a numerous life-threatening toxic fumes, toxicity in it. And I will let you know what toxic substance these e-waste contains, and you can imagine if it is going to be discharged in the environment, how it is going to harm your life and your internal organs. Okay, so the what exactly happens whenever you sell these electronic waste to the e-waste to the scrap aggregators and to the kabadi walas? They just extract all the precious metals and just dump all the rest of the materials in the landfills. And when they dump the rest of the materials in the landfills, the toxicity, the toxic substance gets deep down into the groundwater level, seeps down into the groundwater level and contaminates it, and ultimately we are drinking it. So you can imagine how we are threatening our life as well unknowingly. And then apart from dumping it into landfills, they are dumping it into the water bodies as well. So we have seen in recent years in some news, like how we are dumping our plastic waste and other waste into the land, into the water bodies, and we have never we didn't even spare the electronic waste from dumping into the water bodies, and we are threatening the marine life with it. So we have to stop it, because we are ultimately accountable for our electronic waste that we are generating it. You are accountable for the other waste as well, for the plastic waste and other thing, but there are several NGOs and other government bodies that are working towards the plastic waste and other things, and they are making people more aware about how to discard their plastic waste in some vending machines and other things, where they can get some sort of benefits, monetary benefits and other things. But the matter is, if for e-waste there is a lack of awareness, lack of knowledge in the society, and you have to know it, like where you can discard it, not with the kabadi wallas, not with the any scrap aggregators who are not authorized to recycle it. You have to check the papers, you have to check the certificates of the person who are claiming to recycle the electronic waste, because otherwise you are ultimately contributing to the harmful effects in the environment. Okay, these are the harmful substance that I was talking about. So e-waste contains the harmful substance such as phosphor, lead, cadmium, mercury, dioxins, furans, and there are numerous amounts of harmful substance. And whenever these substance discharged into the air, in atmosphere, it creates a toxicity into the environment. And it is written in the research like 2.5 million of people annually die in India just because of breathing issues. So you can just imagine how worsen the situation is and how worsen we are going to do it if we are not recycling our electronic waste in a very sustainable manner. And one more thing, whenever these harmful substance discharged into the environment and you breathe in, the air you breathe in, it can cause you cancer, it can give you a cancer, the problem to the respiratory system, problem to the reproductive system, and the other internal organs could get some sort of malfunction and other things. So it is going to harm your life and the future generation as well. And we have only this planet, no other thing we have got it right now. Okay, the researches are going on, but otherwise we have to live on this planet, so we have to make it a very green space there where we can live. Okay, so who we are eJunkie, a responsible ethical e-waste management company. We are based out of New Delhi. Our partners are in Pan India, and our recycler are in Kolkata, in your city. They are Huladeck Recycler, and they are a producer responsibility organization, and we are in collaboration with them. And this is our process that looks like this. This is quite simple and easy to understand, that you have to just raise a pickup with us, and you can just call us or send us your the pictures of the electronic waste that you have at your home, and our team will reach out to you and they will come to your doorstep and they will collect it. Okay, and it is exchanged on a behalf of some monetary benefits and other incentives as well. So people generally ask us, do you give us something? So yeah, we give some monetary benefits to them, and then we segregate the electronic waste into medical waste, into the consumer waste, industrial waste, and into the batteries that are most hazardous one among all. Okay, and then we transport it back, safely transport it back to the recyclers for the safe recycling purposes. Okay, so this is our services that looks like the door-to-door pickup that I told you, and the data destruction, because data destruction is quite essential these days. You cannot discard your laptop, your mobile phone with anyone who can reach into your confidentiality. So we maintain that sanity of the confidential data. We just destruct it in front of you on site, giving you all the proofs so that your data could not be breached. Okay, there would be no problem of data theft. And the third one is the awareness drives that we do, the awareness sessions that we do. So awareness session that like I'm doing with you guys, and the awareness drives that that my teams regularly constantly do with the residential apartments, with the government institutions, and make them more aware about the electronic waste. It is about 1 or 2 days campaign that we do it on a monthly basis, and then we collect the electronic waste from the different societies and the different government institutions and the other premises. And then there is extended producer responsibility. So extended producer responsibility is more towards the corporate sector, because for them it is a stringent law governed by the Central Pollution Control Board, that whatever amount of electronic items they are producing, for example, if Samsung is producing 1 ton of electronic items in a year, in a financial year. So they have to discard the same amount of, they have to recycle the same amount of electronic waste, whether be it in any terms, whether it is a fridge or a television or whatever, but it should be in the same quantity that they have to recycle in that particular year. But that is the main point, that for individuals we are highly missing any law. Okay, so I have personally seen, we have basically personally seen in France that what sort of things are going on over there. So there people incur their own cost to get their old items recycled. Okay, they have to go to the recycler at their own cost, and then they have to pay to the recycler for getting their electronic waste recycled. Otherwise they would be charged a tax by the government. But this is not the thing that is going on in India. We are highly missing something that governs the individuals. So that is why I urge every time to people, don't make government to set some sort of stringent law for the individuals, like some sort of taxation on the electronic items that we are going to purchase it, because this is the thing that is going on with the government, and they are thinking about putting some sort of tax on the electronic items that we are going to purchase in coming futures, and that tax would be called as recycling taxation kind of thing, that you have to pay it. Okay, so we do not want individuals to go into that phase, and we do not want government to do it that thing and govern us like in a very stringent kind of things that everybody has to do. Otherwise you just have to do it yourself. You have to take your first step. Do not wait for government to do it something very bad for the everyone. Okay, so you just begin with the recycling, embrace the recycling in your life. This is the pic from our recent pickup from the residential apartment in the Noida in Uttar Pradesh, and you can see how people are thrilled and elated with the response that we gave to them for the e-waste management from their residential apartment. And this is the awareness session that I was giving at the residential apartment in front of the residents of the society, and it was a really great session with those guys, and they appreciated the effort that we are taking towards this cause. And now this is a final thing, the again interactive session for you guys. Nobody has to unmute yourself. You just have to calculate some points that you are going to gain in this session. I would ask you some questions, and there would be some points for yes and no. There would be two options, yes and no, and you will gain points out of it. Okay, so just take out your pen, pencil, notebook, whatever, and calculator maybe, and just calculate your point, whatever you got in this session. So this is a kind of thing that you must have heard about carbon footprint. So now I would give you an opportunity to just calculate your e-footprint by some, game kind of things, and you will know how excessive you are using the electronic waste in your life. Okay, so the first one is, have you ever broken your phone screen in lifetime? If you ever broken your phone screen, just give yourself 20 points if it is yes, and if it is no, then 10 points for you. That was quite easy to understand. So this is for all the foodie people out there. Do you raid your refrigerator for a midnight snack? Like at 12, 1, whatever, you just, get a craving for munching some items from your refrigerator. Okay, so if you are that kind of person, just give yourself 20 points. And if it is never done by you, or you're not that kind of person, then give yourself 10 points. Okay, so do you need the AC on, AC or cooler, whatever? Okay, do you need the AC on all night, like in summers basically? If it is yes, then 20 points. If it is no, then 10 points. Okay, so this is quite interesting for the younger generation out there who can't live without their mobile phones for a microsecond as well. So have you ever dropped your mobile phone in the toilet? If it is yes, then 20 points. If it is no, then 10 points. Do you bang the remote controls when they are not working? Like I have personally done this thing so many times, several times. I don't remember how many. So if it is yes, then 20 points. If it is no, then 10 points. Okay, so this is quite weird. I don't know how many people of doing this kind of thing. So, but whosoever, do you need the geyser on even during summers? If it is yes, then 20 points. If it is no, then 10 points. Last but not the least, and the most important, how many times do you charge your phone in a day? Once in a while, then 10 points, twice, then 15 points, thrice, 20 points. But if it is always on a battery pack or a power bank, then 50 points for you. And I would suggest you get your mobile recycled and get a new one. Okay, if it is in that situation that you are just charging it on a whole day, okay, don't take that pain. So now you have to calculate your points and let me know in the chat box. Okay, so people have started giving their points: 95, 110, 80, 105, 70. Okay. So anyone surpasses 120 mark? Everyone is, I think most of the people are below 100 points. Most of the people are below 100. That is quite great to know. Okay, great. So we will move ahead with this thing. So what's your footprint? So 70 points. If anybody has got 70 points, you're a rock star, doing great job. And people in the bracket of 75 to 100 points, you are in a good place. 105 to 175, a lot of works to be done for you guys. You have to do a lot of works with the recycling, but you cannot evade recycling. If ever you have gone 70 points or 75 points, you have to do recycling. You have to pledge for recycling from today, and you have to embrace these three mantras of recycling, that is reuse, reduce, and recycle. And we believe in rethink, relive, and recycle. Okay, so from today you have to just impart whatever you have learned in this session. You have to tell your parents, to your colleagues, and everyone that what is e-waste and how hazardous this could be if it is not properly recycled, or if it is disposed of in an improper manner with an unauthorized person. So sabko batao, e-waste ghatao, that is the one thing that we are doing. This is our core ambition, core mission right now, and we are asking you, we are expecting you to pledge to recycle from today. Okay, so this is our number flashing on your screen: 9717594265. This is our WhatsApp number. You can just WhatsApp us whatever e-waste you have, or whatever you query you have got. For any other queries related to e-waste management, waste management, you can just hit us a mail at info@ejunkie.com, and our Instagram handle is @recycle_ejunkie. There we put all the regular updates about the activities that we are doing on a regular basis. So that's all from my side. I'm going to stop my screen. Yes. Yes. Jadip sir, you can now take over from here.
Yeah, that I have one query.
Yes, yes.
Because you have demonstrated regarding your procedure, your company, how you are working for reducing the e-waste or recycling the e-waste. So
Hmm.
in case of our college, how could you help us to, since you are a Delhi based organization, how could you
Hmm.
help us to recycle or reduce or reuse? Three
Hmm.
mottos, 3R
Hmm.
mottos
Hmm.
to achieve in case of our
Okay.
college, which is
Okay.
in
Okay. So for schools and colleges, we have one sort of facility that we provide, that whatever sort of electronic waste that schools and colleges have generated from so far, like we have seen in this thing in the Delhi University College, that they have collected e-waste since 2005, and they had lot kind of like 3 tons of electronic waste with them. So we urge them to discard it with the authorized recycler like us. Okay, you have to just discard it with us, and we will do all the compliances related to electronic waste that the colleges need for the NAC accreditation, because colleges have some sort of pointers in the NAC accreditation related to the environmental cause that they are doing it, some sort of social impact they are making it. So there is a waste management clause as well. So whenever you discard your waste, electronic waste, with the authorized recycler, you get some sort of points in the NAC accreditation, and the point and the compliances certificates, the green certificates from us as well. So that way you can move towards the zero waste kind of things. And other than that, we provide the installation of electronic bins, electronic e-waste bins at the college premises, where we set up a small bin in which the students, faculty members, and whosoever it be can discard their smaller amount of electronic items that they are generating, like earphone, chargers, and the batteries, especially because people are discarding batteries at a more faster rate than the other electronic devices. So it is not feasible for the people to call and recycler for discarding their like charger or earphone. Okay, so that is where you can just discard your smaller amount of electronic waste in those e-waste bins. So that is the thing that we can provide in our solutions.
Okay, thank you for the information. Mr. Aditya, I would
Otherwise,
like to request.
yeah, one more thing I would like to add here. One more thing, sorry to disturb you again. The thing is that if anybody has kind of small working mobile phones and kind of things that can be used by someone, you can just give it to us, and we will donate it to the needy people as well, that we are doing in Delhi itself. Okay, we provide the mobile phones and the laptops that are working to the to the students who are studying in the MCD schools and in the government institution who cannot afford it. Okay, so we just donate it to them. Now you can go.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the information. And I would like to request you to announce once regarding the feedback link.
Yes, there is a feedback link in the chat itself, so you can just all the students have to fill this feedback form mandatory. It is mandatory because on the basis of this your attendance will be marked, and the e-certificate you will get it. Everyone can see the link in the chat box. So I have sent it again in case people missed it. Yes. So I think that is all from our side. And
I have a question.
yes,
Mr. Rai,
yes,
can I
yes,
ask?
yes, please, please.
This is more on a personal basis that I'm asking the question. Well, you were talking about authorized, authorized management. Well, e-waste management. I just have a question. I'm not really sure what about those websites who take in the old phones, like Cashify and Amazon and Flipkart and Chroma, all of them, they take in older phones, and when people purchase their new ones, either from the same websites, or well, are they doing their bit? Are they recycling as well responsibly? Because I have no information on that as of now. So would you like to enlighten us a bit?
Yeah, so basically I don't really know about like what their mechanism in the behind scene that they have adopted, but generally what they do, it they just get it in return with the manufacturer. Okay, so manufacturer that you do it on a, that is a quite simple thing that we do, like we exchange our old items in the lieu of newest item that we bought. Okay, so they have adopted that kind of practices that you can just discard your old mobile phones. That is I think that should be in working condition for them. Okay, I don't think
Yes.
so they would buy.
Yes, they do
any
not take in broken. Yes, they do not
yes
take in
that
broken
yes that is the thing. And
technology.
yes, so that is the thing, we are talking about the waste. total waste. Okay, so
Okay.
there are not an Amazon or Cashify or any other organization would take any mobile phone or any sort of technology that is broken or that is that cannot be used again. Okay, so they are in the reuse kind of scenario, but we are in recycling scenario, that we take all the items that can be usable again or that cannot be usable again, and it is going for a purpose of recycling.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, can I ask something?
Yes, please.
The point is that a couple of years back, like
Mm-hmm.
Big Bazaar, you know Big
Yeah,
Bazaar.
yeah, 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 yeah.
They had actually given a forum where
Mm-hmm.
you give your deposit your like this computer, laptop, old stuffs which we are not using, and instead
Mm-hmm.
of that they were giving some benefit like some coupon and thing, and you can buy stuff and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
what exactly, like Big Bazaar is a big house, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
big house. So what
Mm-hmm.
exactly do they do? Can you throw some light on this?
So basically, if it is something like that, they are asking you to discard your workable kind of electronic items
No,
if it is working,
they are
because I
not
have never.
telling that.
Aditya,
They
let me do that.
Okay, okay, yeah, sure.
Hi sir, Devansh here. I'm the founder of the company. So, the thing you are telling about Big Bazaar. So, when I started in 2015, I tried to partner with Big Bazaar for the same. It was a marketing activity done by Big Bazaar, and the future group was trying to enter the recycling industry, where I also discussed with them. And it was not only about the electronic waste; it was any kind of waste. It
exactly.
was started from Noida Big Bazaar store, and it went to complete pan India level. From 18th March to 22nd March, they used to have this forum that you bring any kind of waste from your home, and equivalent to the kgs that you are providing,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
get some the number of coupon for discount which you can use for next 6 months.
Correct.
So what was that is they were first trying to inculcate in the recycling industry. They were trying to enter the recycling industry, do something for the environment. It was a one of the firstly it was a marketing bit. Secondly, they wanted to contribute something for the environment, and thirdly it was so when they received some electronics or things which were working, again to answer the ma'am's question previously as well, the Amazon, Cashify, Big Bazaar, they already have a tie-up with the direct company. For example, if you are returning a Dell laptop, so Dell is also a manufacturer. They also have a extended producer responsibility that they need to recycle e-waste as they're generating in the year. So when Amazon gets back the Dell laptop, the Dell, it goes back to the Dell company or the store of distributor of the Dell, and it is counted as a e-waste that they are recycling or they are being refurbishing. So that's how they work. That's how these big companies work, because they it's since they're generating a huge quantity of electronics, so their e-waste bit of recycling cannot be covered through a single channel. So they try to enter multi-channel. I hope.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, are they still doing it? Are they still doing
I
it?
don't think they are doing this for past 2-3 years. It started in 2014. What I know for the Big Bazaar, it ran until 2018, because I met them in 2016 and 2017, both the years. I met them and I tried. So when they partner with the recycler, they had a tender for that. So I applied for the tender as well to become their partner for that 1 week bit. So I know they were working till 2018. I don't know beyond that.
Because actually, see, there are two issues. One is the domestic forum. There is the small scale, you can say, what are the short run. Another thing is the institutional, like the institutional level. See, for example, our college. Our college is a government college. Now, the problem is that government has some set norms where we are facing difficulty to discard of stuff. But actually, computers and the junk like that, we are unable to generate space for the future laboratory. So there are two issues. One is disposal of the computers and desktops and things like that, and secondly to generate the space. Now now how
Okay,
to go about it, it's a big issue.
I
So
understand, sir. So we have worked with government institutions in Delhi and NCR. So issues were similar there as well. So they need to go with the tender application to invite the vendors for destruction or recycling. So the main thing I would recommend is that whenever you are going for that tender process, do mention that you are CPCB authorized, that is Central Pollution Control Board. Because when you post it online for the tender for this e-waste destruction, there are a lot of players who are not authorized. They are aggregators, and informal sector comes in play. And we have seen this personally, that they lift the margin of pricing so high and do not provide any kind of compliance, and they are not doing it in a correct way. So when you put down a tender act as CPCB authorized vendor, there is no minimum limit for you. You can have a minimum amount. For example, I have personally done an inspection in government institution for 200 kgs of e-waste. And for big college to generate 200 kgs is nothing. It's just 6 months or 8 months or 1 year maximum.
Exactly.
So I have sent the quotation. We have done that recycling. We have been partnered with them for a year or so. So we gave them multiple services for that. So rest assured, if you are dealing with the authorized person, he will never talk to you regarding the quantity or the scale that you are providing, because they are not working for a monetarily basis. Definitely, it's a business for everyone. Everyone needs to generate money, but they also have a an agenda to recycle and to save the environment as well. So they won't be going after the scale you are giving, the amount you're giving. Maybe the quotation may go up and down depending on the size, but they'll never say no.
My point is, how do we go about it?
I think for
I mean,
the
what will be the process?
yes, for the process, there are government sites where you put down the tender. I think MSTC is one.
Yes, and the one thing is that you can float the tender on your college website as well. Okay, you can just float a tender on your college website, and the recyclers would contact you via filling the tender form, or by the some sort of EMD if you're going to put it in that thing. So they will give you the quotation, whatever the quotation would be, and the EMD amount as well. Okay, so you can just float on your college website. Otherwise, the MSTC is
So we
there.
will no. Actually, if we want to float,
Hmm.
like, is there any format for that?
No, there is no format. You just have to put in the word format, maybe like stating the items and the quantities. Okay, you have to just state items, whatever items you have, and the number of quantities that you have. Okay, and then you
That
have
means
to yeah.
that means we have to first identify our whole stuff, aggregate,
Yes,
right?
yes, and then you
And
have to.
categorize it.
Yes, and then you have to invite for the inspection for the items, because all the items have different set of categories. Okay, a different set of specifications. Like CPU could be your iCore 3 or 5 or whatever it is. Okay, so for the in the inspection time, the recycler would inspect the items thoroughly, like what sort of specification these electronic items have, and basis on that they will formulate the quotation, and they will just hand it over to you.
So, so you mean for the inspection, it is also a government organization, or is it private one?
No, any kind of recycler who wants to apply for your tender will come for the inspection first,
For the
then give you the quotation depending on
yes,
what he has inspected. And then when you receive multiple quotation or whatever the last date of tender you have kept, you can check all the tender applications that you have got and select maybe whatever you feel the best. Maybe it's the highest price, or maybe it's the most compliant way, or the trusted company that you feel, and you can go ahead with that one.
One final question. That is,
Yes.
do you have any like whatever I have been stating so far? Do you have anything from the West Bengal government point of view? Like any West Bengal government institution or organization has approached you or done the process?
Our partner, which is Hula Deck Recycling, is based out of started in Kolkata itself. So they have been working in West Bengal, east, south, specific into that belt for almost 6 to 7 years now. So they have a very strong presence of the Hula Tech Recycling has a very strong presence there. They are one of the, I think if there are very less number of authorized recyclers there, and when you go online for the authorized recyclers, you'll find Hula Tech Recycling on the top for the Kolkata.
Do you have the full like the details of Uladek and I mean,
Yes. If you want, Aditya, you can later on share the details for this
yeah.
as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. Please do.
Yes, sure. I will send the details of our recycling partner on the mail itself. Okay, to Mr. Jadi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And I have one last question that recently during Tokyo Olympic, we were, almost all of us know that Tokyo has manufactured the medals and the podiums
Out of gold extracted
for
from e-waste.
prize distribution from e-waste materials. Yeah,
Yes,
completely
yes.
from e-waste. So,
Hmm.
is this kind of similar initiative is possible in Indian socio-economic context?
Yes, definitely it is available, but it all depends on the government how they take it up, because you can extract the n number of the gold or silver from the electronic items, but it totally depends on the government how they are going to use it further. Because right now what we have adopted, we are extracting the gold and silver, copper, aluminium, palladium from the electronic items, and then we export it to the, or basically sell it off to the manufacturers of the electronic items such as Samsung or LG or any other companies for the as a raw material for them. So we just do that circular economy kind of things. It is kind of a newest thing, or I would say some marketing statistics, stats kind of things that the Olympic Association of Japan has done for the for some sort of publicity kind of thing. Though it was a great initiative that they have taken, so it is quite a doable thing in India as well if government wants it to.
Thank you, Mr. Aditya. Uh, I think no more question is there from the end of the participants. So we can officially sign off this session now. And I will keep on contacting you regarding our institution related matters and US recycling matters of our institute. And
Definitely.
thank you for giving us the proposal for organizing this kind of valuable and contemporarily important workshop. Thank you again. I thank you again from behalf of Barasat Government College.
Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for being a great audience to me, and for participating proactively. And please, everyone, just fill the feedback from all the students. Okay, you would get the e-certificate out of it. Thank you so much. Signing off.